everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants. Notoriously, CNAs have waited for education, for information about new things coming out and that sort of thing from their employers, their facility, or their association. So today I want to talk to you guys about CNAs standing strong in our profession and some things that you can do to put yourself above and beyond in our profession, period. The first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today was education. There are oodles and oodles and oodles, I love that word, oodles, of information out there. I mean, the internet is literally at our fingertips 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You see it, people texting and driving, the Google Maps. We literally use the internet for everything. You see couples at restaurants not even talking to each other because they're sitting across from each other on their phones, looking at their phones, constantly having to be in contact with the rest of the world. So why aren't we using that tool in a very specific way to advance our education, whether it has to do with vital signs, finding out what they mean, measurements for intake and output, new transferring system that you have in your facility? Why are we waiting for our employers to supply us that information when it will take us literally minutes to find it on our own? By doing that, if there's like a question that you come across during your shift, make a little memo of it and look it up and then present it to your DON, your administrator, your director of education, your human resource person. By taking that initiative to kind of write down the question and find the answers to that question, you're showing them that you're willing to step outside your box and make it a better environment, not just for yourself and your residents, but for your coworkers as well. And that's going to put you at the top of the list in professionalism right off the bat. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about today when it comes to kind of standing up in your profession, being outstanding in your profession, is giving your input. We are the eyes and ears of the facilities, of the associations, of the CNA profession as a whole. So when you see things that you want to change, right, every facility has either a suggestion box or a specified person that you can go to, whether it's performance improvement director, like I said, human resource, social worker, your DON, your administrator. Somebody's going to be willing to listen to you if you present it in a positive way and say, hey, I noticed this and this and this. What if we did this or this instead? Always bring those questions or those hurdles with an answer, something that is going to improve that situation. Once again, that's going to put you right back up at the top of the professionalism list. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple more things that you can do to stand out in our profession.
When you have satisfied and content CNAs, the care is better, and you're going to have less nursing assistant turnover.
So many times I think they're just, in the trenches and nobody hears, nobody cares about them, and it's not true. It's simply not true. And this organization helps them gain that voice and helps them be heard.
We're awesome, and I'm going to hold my head high, and I'm going to ride this magic carpet, and I'm going to change the world. That's what NACA did for me.
For more information, visit us online at nacacna.org or call 417-623-6049.
Welcome back to Katie in the Morning. Today we're talking about standing out in our profession as CNAs and standing up for our profession as CNAs. I wanted to cover that one real quick before we get back into the points that I wanted to go over with you guys today. But you are seeing more and more CNAs on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, who are going out of their way to stand up not just for our profession, but for the residents as well. I just saw a post probably 2 weeks ago, a live Facebook video of CNAs that were protesting outside of their facility because the CEO was embezzling money from the company and they no longer had enough funds to take care of the essential needs of the residents. And majority of them were working pro bono. They weren't getting paid to be there, but they went in and did it anyways. So that's something that you have not seen anywhere before now. Within the last 2 years, is CNAs kind of stepping out of the box and stepping to the head of the line when it comes to defending their residents and the environment that the residents are living in. So that's just one of the things that is being very noticed right now. There's several articles coming out. The New York Times just covered something about the the staffing shortages across the nation in nursing homes. And they're really starting to kind of put CNAs up on a pedestal for the things that we're doing that nobody has ever noticed before. Doing the position of 3 different people when there's only one person there on the floor. Multitasking when it comes to transit to doctor's appointments, even hair appointments. You see CNAs are the ones that are accompanying these residents out of the building to any and every appointment that they have. Hospice care CNAs, they're multitasking in several different fields. You have med aides that are working the floor. You have med techs that are working the floor. You have med techs that are covering the shift. If there's one RN in the building and there's several different layers or several different wings, you see med techs covering those hallways because there aren't enough nurses there to cover those floors. So that's just one of the ways that CNAs are standing up and kind of standing out in our profession. People are starting to take notice, and they're really starting to give us credit where credit is due. And by CNAs embracing that and kind of taking that as an empowerment and going out there and telling people, I'm not just a butt wiper. This is everything that I do on a daily basis. It's really starting to earn the respect of not just media, but the nation as a whole. So I want to give those guys kudos, first of all, for doing that, and encourage you guys to do the same thing. If there's something that needs to be changed, don't wait for somebody else to change it. Kind of get that ball rolling and get these people in the right direction of where we're supposed to be going, and start recruiting other people into our profession, and so that we're not having to face these staffing shortages anymore. The last thing that I wanted to present to you guys, kind of by standing out and being that positive professional person, is keeping that positive attitude, being polite at all times, whether it's, I completely understand getting agitated. Gary and I were just talking about this. Like, I'm that person that you can push and push and push, but once I get over that edge, somebody better move because I'm about to blow up. Something that I've been working on for the last 5 years is staying positive and professional and polite at all times. By presenting it in that way, you're going to get a better reaction than you do if you're blowing up at somebody, because that's the thing that they're going to remember. They're going to remember that moment of aggression. They're going to remember the way that you reacted to that. So always keep it professional, always keep it positive. Put yourselves out there and do the best thing at all times that you possibly can. I thank you guys all for joining me, and I will see you right back here tomorrow for Katie in the Morning.